the things that they want, and society collapsing, my bet is on the apocalypse. People are very bad at resisting their lower urges, especially these people for some reason. I guess life is just hard in Michigan?
I feel like this lasting for the last couple years in our generation, and I'm tired.
This is good. Fair use. The best I could ever get. Keep her forever. My one and only. Worst I would commit to. Almost made it. A map of the ways that men and women evaluate each other for a romantic relationship. What did he say? I love this. Oh man, please print this book. I'll buy 100 copies and send them off to every content creator I've worked with. 200 copies. What are we where women are 5% invested and then go back into the dating pool versus what are we? She was 95% invested and is now heartbroken. All right, so let's talk about this dynamic right here. Under the lens of TMG Book Series, we believe that there are 6 types of men and women in the dating pool at any given time. We got city boys and city girls, guys, dudes, gals, kids. We got males and females. We got modern women, traditional women, and high value. Y'all don't know about swordfish? He sit at my lunch table. That's all I'm gonna say. Welcome to another episode, TMG Live. Hope you guys have had a great week. Have had an amazing day. If not, go pray about it in Psalms 23. Today's the 23rd. Proverbs 23. Go ahead and write it. What do we have in store today for the live? Make sure you click and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you are connected to what we are doing here. Oh, that post went out today. That's good. If my computer would work. Make sure you guys take some time over the weekend. Be serious. Because life is take some time over the weekend, guys. Spend some time with your kids. If you have a best friend who has kids, go spend some time with your best friend and their kids. They need some help. Just letting you know. It ain't all peaches and cream, I'm telling you. But it's wonderful. It is wonderful. So wonderful. There we go. How to Get Great Dating Outcomes in a Modern World Parts 1 and 2 available on Amazon. We have an affiliate partnership, but I'm not helping them. They got their own work to do. By now, Amazon Parts 1 and Part 2 also available on Audible and Kindle. You can listen to it on your Southwest flight to Miami for Labor Day. You can read it on your flight to Vegas for Usher. Or you can read it on your device. I had a Kindle when they first came out, but now I just got the Kindle app and I just read it on my phone. But I'm starting to use it on I have it on my computer. It's easier to read because I'm old now and I need glasses. So that's where we are with that. What are we going to talk about today? Oh Lord, what have y'all sent me? Some people have been asking. So some of the shorts that I've been sending out with Ring with Behind the Shades, we got another recording here in this one. Shout out to you guys. This is a song going on. I think you'd like that. Thank you for the response on if you could interview your, which was for you to say my boyfriend, my girlfriend, for me to say it for you. That one did extremely well. Cheese and the talks of Tick. Make sure you go to the Core 4 NX for us. We are available at TMG Book Series, and that's where you can connect with us directly, if not on the website. But I'm going to talk a little bit about this whole man. Oh, you remember that song? Those people don't know that. That's a ludicrous song. You're doing whole activities with whole tendencies. Hoes are your friends. Hoes are your enemies. The whole man. Make sure you go subscribe. Funny. I think they will be putting out their index, the book that they use in these videos, to mass market, and everyone needs to buy it. Instantly make them multi-generational because it is hilarious. Now, this doesn't mean, and we are not saying that women on here are hoes. That's not what we're saying. That's his name, not mine. Ludacris made the song, not me. But we are saying this is helping illustrate the point we talk about here at TMG Book Series, where we talk about dating in the modern world. Who am I? I'm Glenn. I'm an author. I'm an executive within the security industry. It's completely different from this, but I've spent the previous 20 years leading sales and marketing groups, and all y'all got the same problem at every socioeconomic level. Even now that gone through my own trauma, healed from my trauma, and now I'm in a happy, healthy marriage with 2 beautiful children. So we believe that the best outcome for society is one man, one woman, long-term relationship, marriage, children, legacy as a result. It gets rid of all these other problems y'all keep experiencing. Because when you stop making it about yourself and you make it about others, it's really, really easy to, you know what I'm saying? Really, really easy to move things forward. That's what we believe. And how to get there, you have to know who you are, know what you want, know what you qualify for, and who you qualify for, what they want from you. Let's go to a short. There was something that was a funny one. Ick diagnosis. Fair use for entertainment and educational purposes only. So this is what we want. This is why I wrote the book. This is why I wrote the second book. I want you guys to get better dating outcomes and come over here to the other side with the winners. Instead of those losing side where you guys are in doom scrolling on dating apps and social media apps for an 8-hour time period, and you haven't cleaned up your house, your bathroom, or folded your laundry because you're on social media all day. Or you're just so exhausted. Everything's so hard. Over yourself. Let's look at big diagnosis. This is fine. Fair use.
When he takes a nap, it irrationally annoys me.
We can just look that up on the ick indicator. That's why I made it. There are 2 types. There is not enough of something, and then there is being affected by something. This would be a type 2. That's too sensitive to sleepiness, having a feeling of sleepiness. And then we just find the degree. This is arranged from more understandable behavior to less acceptable. If he cannot swing a hammer, it's normal to be icked out by that, but not so much if he can't carry a refrigerator. It has to do with reasonable expectation. So if you were icked out from him wearing a raincoat or carrying an umbrella, that would be an unsalvageable ick. I would put needing a nap somewhere in between making a big deal of a cut or a bruise and enjoying music a little too much. I'd place that right about here. That would be, who do you think you are? Get some perspective, lady.
Why do men not understand hints? Why do men not understand hints?
I saw a clip of the Hinge CEO being interviewed about how girls feel like the algorithm is matching them with less attractive guys. And it's like, I actually don't think the algorithm is matching us with less attractive guys. I just think there are less attractive guys. I saw a clip of the Hinge CEO.
I don't know this.
What are the top things you think that men and women don't understand about each other?
You said, that we have two different sets of facts. I wanted to just mention it.
Make sure you guys go and do Playing with Fire and Hold On. Great content.
It's two entirely different sets of meanings. Like, we think we're speaking the same language, but we don't. That is a really hard gap to bridge.
That's true.
But to answer your question, I think the biggest thing that men and women don't understand about each other is what they want. Women.
What have I been saying for 2 years? Y'all don't know what you want. You don't know what you qualify for. You don't know who you qualify for, what they want from you. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Because that is exactly what I've been telling y'all for the last couple of years. Y'all don't know what you want. There's a video, Deserve Matrixing. Let's see. Cycle, they almost got it. Guy pretty privileged, though. God. I thought he was looking at Pro Math as if it was a strange YouTube channel. I don't think it's a strange YouTube channel at all. Oh, not the era, not over yet. This is hilarious. All right, let's get that share going, baby. Era, fair use.
I can't wait till the situationship era is over.
I have bad news for you about the situationship era. That is, of course, where a man will be with you for now because it's better than nothing, but not good enough to keep you, and also not bad enough that he wants to get rid of you right away. Some women still believe that situationships are the same thing as almost getting married, and this is usually not the case. So first of all, situationships, which usually feel this way for you and this way for him, when they get to this point, they usually end this way. And then your sadness goes into the dating pool that we all have to swim in, and they very seldom end this way, which is what you are aiming for. And you have my sympathy. This is no fun. This estimate, by the way, was given to me by an expert. I didn't just make it up. And I agree with you. We are in this era. The I don't know where I'm going to be in 3 weeks era. I said this exact line to so many women, and I was so full of shit. I knew exactly where I wanted to be, with someone else. So here's the bad news. The situationship era is only going to stop existing either when women start resisting the urge to roll the dice on this, or number two, when civilization degrades to the point that that behavior becomes too risky. Like right now, if you end up here, you have a lot of baby removal options and government support, and if those things were not there, women might require more commitment first, more investment, more of this good guy stuff, security. And if we are having a race between getting people to resist their lower urges, the things that they want, and society collapsing, my bet is on the apocalypse. People are very bad at resisting their lower urges, especially these people for some reason. I guess life is just hard in Michigan?
I feel like this lasting for the last couple years in our generation, and I'm tired.
This is good. Fair use. The best I could ever get. Keep her forever. My one and only. Worst I would commit to. Almost made it. A map of the ways that men and women evaluate each other for a romantic relationship. What did he say? I love this. Oh man, please print this book. I'll buy 100 copies and send them off to every content creator I've worked with. 200 copies. What are we where women are 5% invested and then go back into the dating pool versus what are we? She was 95% invested and is now heartbroken. All right, so let's talk about this dynamic right here. Under the lens of the TMG Book Series, we believe that there are 6 types of men and women in the dating pool at any given time. You got city boys and city girls, guys, dudes, gals, chicks. You got males and females. You got modern women, traditional women, and high value. Those are the 6. Girls and boys need not qualify. We spend a couple of lines in the book talking about boys and girls because if you have a boy or a girl, or you remember being a boy and a girl, you're way too immature for any type of relationship. We say that modern, traditional, and high value qualify for long-term relationship, marriage, children, legacy as the result. Everyone else who's in that space of being city, gal, chick, dude, or guy, or male or female, this is where you guys are. This is how you enter the dating pool. Now, when you evolve to modern, what you have done is you have stopped living through your trauma and you've communicated trauma of others. You've done the work on yourself. You know who you are. You know what you want. You know what you qualify for. And you're doing the work to make sure you know with whom you qualify for, what they want from you, knowing that is your job. Not the other way around. He needs to, she needs to, none of that. You ain't got time for that because you're going for long-term relationship, marriage, children, legacy as a result. Stop being so selfish. It's the first thing. So you got city girls who are the 5%. They're bed hopping, they got 2 kids, 3 guys. They don't mind when the guy is not as invested because they got options. This is where gals and females are. 95% of them. They're in relationships, especially you females that identify as female. You know who you are. You keep falling for the same hotep man who keeps selling you dreams. And what my baby cousin told me is future talk. Oh, in the future, baby, we're gonna go ahead and get married. Yes, I can see you being the mother of my children. Yes, I can see us having a life together. I would really like to get some land down in Houston. The video I did last week. Land in Houston and I want to get a log cabin. I really see that for myself. So you start buying into the future talk and then you realize that he's a male and he's not qualified for a long-term relationship because he's not a least mine. So then you go back into the dating pool and all men are trash. No man wants to commit. This 5%er, the city girl, is saying that I don't care if those men don't want to commit. I got another 10 years where I can live high on the hog. Now, both these groups of women specifically are coming to the realization in their early to mid 30s that their decision tree was the problem. They won't admit it, but they know that it can't just, all men are not broke, all men are not ugly, all men are not detestable. Why is it that I haven't chosen someone? So that's where they are. Modern women move past that and they make a deal. They're like, let me go get somebody. Traditional women just wait for a traditional man to come get her out of work and she's tired of working. And then high value women only assign themselves to a high value man who is 100% dialed into achieving his purpose. And that's all the characteristics that we talk about. So what are we? That's hilarious. But this is where you see your gals and your females. This is where you see your dudes and your male. I just don't understand why she couldn't commit to me. But she was a city girl and she got options, or the perception of options. She don't need you. She wasn't filled. It was the inverse where he was negative and she's positive. No, she's negative or neutral and he's positive. He's over-invested. Every man that you meet has been through all of those stages. It should have been, because you can't talk to it and you can't help the next generation unless you struggle. Like, that's why I say miss me with the 20-year-olds that are talking about, well, your relationships were different if you 50 plus. Those same stupid stuff. Actually, we spent more of our earnings to try to go get the stuff. We didn't have social media. We had to go to the lounge and buy sections. We had to flew ourselves out. There it is, to Miami, to New York, drive down to Atlanta from the Midwest, or drive up from school to try to go see something. Now you have to swipe. And y'all having worse outcomes. I like it. So let's just see where else they go. I don't know where he's going with the obesity trend, but I know it's going to be funny.
and this is just my life. I think it's been
years in our generation, and I'm tired of that.
Oh, it's been going more than a couple years, and this is just my life. I think it's been like this since the 60s. This is my interpretation of 5 minutes after birth control was invented.
It's like everybody just want to be in a situationship, and I just don't want that for me.
Well, good then, you found your solution. Don't be in them. Don't be in relationships that are secretive. Look for a guy who wants to be seen with you as much as possible, who gives you investment and commitment. We are not going to end the situationship era, but you can end your situationship era by not trying to get from here to here. After all, it usually doesn't work and it isn't very fun.
It doesn't make you feel good. They hurt worse than a real relationship. They be treating it like y'all together. Then as soon as you mention commitment, they running up the street. Then when it's over, they pretend like you was nothing. I felt something.
We say that men have a public profession. Men. So modern traditional high-value men, they make a public declaration of their relationship. Everyone knows that they're in a relationship. Everyone knows that they're married. Everyone knows that they're committed to their family. They're not on dating apps hoping to get swiped and hope that their wife. No, that's not what you do. But you all keep finding yourself in these situationships because you allow it. Now, his part talking about promiscuity when, quote, birth control was invented, that's not something for this show, but we'll talk about this. When prior to that, men were and women were married at a higher rate because you had to get your sexual urge fulfilled one of two ways: with the promiscuous people on the streetwalkers, or you had to get married and get in a committed relationship. You guys don't know Big Daddy. I know you don't, because Big Daddy all died by the mid-90s. But Big Daddy is the one that used to hit Big Mama in the moo-moo every other night. Big Mama had 11, 12, 13 kids, and she helped raise grandkids. Big Mama helped raise people who are now in their mid-40s. Big Daddy paid for the house, paid for the cars, paid for all 11 of his kids that wanted to go to college. He was a part of a union. He was a Mason. He may have been in a fraternity. He may have been in the city council. But everybody knew Big Daddy and everybody respected Big Daddy. Y'all don't know who Big Daddy was because you've been told Big Daddies didn't exist. They weren't all in jail. They weren't all seeking alternative lifestyles and relationships. Big Daddy was working. And when Big Daddy retired, Big Daddy retired. And when he retired, he did what he finally wanted to do. And then sometimes if he needed to, he'd go back to work, because most times Big Daddy was in a trade, and the trade was specialized, and it made him valuable in the marketplace. That's why a lot of y'all who were raised, that are in your 40s, who were raised by your grandparents, or grandmama specifically, and you don't know who Big Daddy was, because Big Daddy died. It's very, if I had to do the math on it, there's probably less than, of the men who would qualify for Big Daddy status, they're in their late 50s to late 70s. So let's give them a 15, 20 year period. That's less than 6% of the market. And they out there living, they golf it. They saw their dads. Their daddy was Big Daddy. They saw their dad struggle and die working. They ain't doing that. They ain't watching your kids. Because you don't have control over your kids in your household. Why would I watch your kids? And they can't come over here and be disrespectful. But this era that we're talking about, the situationship era, 100% happened in the 60s. We talk about that in chapter 1, part 1 of How to Get Great Dating Outcomes in a Modern World. There was a government decision in North America, US specifically, to break up families. And when it worked for one particular group, the rest of the groups adjusted. But one group didn't, and that one group is still feeling the pains of that more than any other trauma. So yeah, you got situationships because you decided to be promiscuous. If a man is going to drink milk, if I get it from the cow for free, or I have to go buy the cow, nurse the cow, give vet services to the cow, feed the cow, love on the cow, which milk do I want? It's all milk. you giving away milk for free. I think I talked about it on an earlier live this year. You giving your milk away for free de-incentivizes commitment. Stop giving away milk for free. Makes no sense. Like, look at her face. She's hurt. She felt something because she decided to be intimate. And then, like, you know, this is a safe space, guys, for you. But over here, as Christians, we understand the spiritual aspect of sex and pair bonding. And why some of y'all can't pair bond with your current boyfriend, girlfriend, or your wife or your husband. Because you still out there, your spirit is still tied to people out in the street. So she can't even move on, so much so that she has to come on social media and complain about it because she had pair bonded with that person. Y'all keep pair bonding with the city boy and with the male. And then when you come across the modern man or the traditional man, you're icked out, like the ick meter. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I know your ass felt something.
No.
That's where you're going wrong.
Nope.
You might feel like this about him because you are attracted, but he's not really committing, while he might feel like this about you, not very attached and only moderately attracted, especially if he's not showing you off in public.
It's just all just left in the air, and I just personally don't like the feeling like you don't have closure, you don't have peace. It's just not a good thing. Like, mentally, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. You're not alone.
I'm telling y'all, Matt, you guys need to freaking get it together. I want a family. I want kids. And you guys suck! Do I have to marry someone twice my age because y'all little boys act like little children? I would rather be stuck on a deserted island all by myself for the next 20 years than be with another man! Why is it every man I choose, they're all different, but they're all the same?
It's because the way that we choose has changed. Every guy wants to be up here, or thinks he is, and every girl wants to be with a guy up here, and there's not enough to go around, and there's nothing stopping everyone from trying to trade up. And there are entire industries based on convincing you can trade up. They go, look at all these people who want you. But it's not really true, but you think it is, because if you see a guy over and over again, it's probably because you want him to pick you. And don't listen to this, I don't know what's gonna happen sort of thing. That's how you avoid this.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. That is hilarious, dude. That is funny. I like. Let's do. Hold on. Okay, hold on, guys. Let's do relationship zones chart. Oh.
Hi. If you don't know me by now, I make diagrams to explain psychology and dating. As a part of my upcoming series on self-improvement called Self-Maximize, I have created a new version of Zones. Here it is. Zones is, of course, my viral, iconic relationship map that lays out what men are looking for from women and what women are looking for from men in romantic relationships. As you can see, the new version is much prettier and more fleshed out, easier to read and easier to understand. This is version 3, and it took me 3 days to get perfect, even though it's characteristically not perfect. There's no hole in that A. A lot of you probably never saw version 1, which I did in 10 minutes on a kitchen counter. How far we've come, and I couldn't have done it without you. So let's get to the point. Here are the differences between the old and new versions. The old version uses these simple little drawings to demonstrate how men think about women and then where we place them along this scale according to how much we like them. And it has these minimal indications of how we feel about these different classes.
Guys, this is good stuff because this is something you guys can refer to. So when he releases Zones version 3, please go to this page, like it, and buy it. Because it will help illustrate what we're all trying to tell you on social media. all of us that are in happy, healthy relationships, you keep failing because you keep doing the wrong thing. It's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting to get a different result. And you guys want a different result. Otherwise, you wouldn't. The watch time on the videos from me and from my friends shows that you want a different result. So start doing the work. Buy the book. Buy this book.
Classifications. Of course, it does the same for women who measure men along 2 axes instead of 1. If you're a woman, this is how much men like you, and if you're a man, this is how much women are attracted to you and how much they feel safe with you and supported by you. Women are complex. I also included these indicators for lust and love, and these arrows showing that the good guy attachment is measured here, and the bad boy attachment is measured here. And for men, I tried to show that lust exists here, but that love grows as we like you more. And that's pretty much the whole chart, which people have found helpful. The new version is what I would call all fleshed out. Let's go over the details. First of all, I added text to explain how to use the chart. Second of all, I organized everything at 90-degree angles, which are my favorite. The last version was a little bit sloppy, and a lot of people didn't notice some details like how this is a speech bubble for what we let people know about, and this is a thought bubble for what we keep secret. So I left that out here, and I just went ahead and wrote public and secret. Finally, I fleshed out all of the details of each category, and that comes at the expense of the illustrations. Like, there's no room for a brain here, but I think this is more clear. So I'm going to go through Zones version 3 as if you've never seen it before, as a refresher or for anyone new. First of all, these are the male and female sides. They are divided by this center line, which is the only double line on the chart. These inner boxes here and here, with the meters next to them here, here, and here, are the types of evaluations that men make about women and that women make about men. These boxes next to the meter are the qualities that men look for when they are evaluating women. So you just add the total of how a man feels about a woman's body, personality, purity, and the bonus things that barely matter. There's a cabinet. And you get the total attraction, which determines where he's going to place her. I kept the lust and love elements basically the same, and I have arrows now pointing to the meters that they represent. So in men, the more that we are attracted to a woman, the more lust we are going to have. But in men, we can experience attraction with 0 or negative attachment, which usually does not happen in women. Women can be attached to men for these reasons, or for these reasons, or for both. But for men, if we really like you, then we want you forever. If we only kind of like you, then we want you for now. And if we don't like you at all, but something sometimes feels better than nothing, then we want to forget. I should also mention Zones accounts only for attraction-based relationships and not for other forms of love, like spiritual connections, arranged marriages, old married couples, or anything like that. If I included those, we'd have to get into some kind of crazy cube. Maybe next year. So I created this visualization because this is something that I want women to learn. Just because men are sleeping with you does not mean that we are attached, and in fact we could be very unattached. I called this chart Zones because it's based off the idea of the friend zone. I'm using language that we already understand. I did the same with these boxes. I based them off the idea of she's a keeper. If they rhyme, it's easier to understand. So the keeper is the one you marry, and you keep her forever. The sleeper is the one who is nice to have around, but you never quite know what the...
Alright, so when we go back up, we say the keeper is modern, traditional, high value. We say sleeper is gal, chick, and female. And then sweeper is city girl. Or gal. I know that's hard for ladies for you to listen to, but listen to the reality. Based on this zones chart, based on your own personal experience, the men who are choosing keeper, high value, traditional, and modern. Sleeper is gal, chick, female, and then sweeper is city and chick. Because remember, the chick, people are like, well, what's the difference between a chick and a female? The chick is nondescript. She's nothing impressive. She's always there, super reliable, super accommodating. But you don't want to have that person public, so they're secret. And they want more, and they always talk about more. They're the ones who just say what we talked about earlier, what are we? You know exactly what we are. You're a sweeper. city girls are sweepers, and most of them are fine with that. Yeah, I just wanted to get knocked off once. Literally. Things that you've said that you are hearing in the market right now. Not something I just made up. I don't know where I'm gonna be in 3 weeks. I don't know if I'm gonna live here. I don't know if I'm moving to Houston. That's the experience. Like, I'm not making this stuff up. This is good.
The future is going to be, and the sweeper is the one that you regret and don't want anyone to know about. So when men are evaluating women, we think of you in terms of the best I could ever get, the bottom line for what I would commit to. Right here is the public secret line, the dotted line. These are the ones that we want to be seen with and the ones that we don't. This is the line where we would see her again or not. And then below this line, we would be not interested in even one shameful secret. And the way that we evaluate how attracted we are is through what's in these boxes. First, you have the body, obviously very important. I changed that from looks because it's more than looks. This is not a comprehensive list. None of these are. It's just to give you an idea about what body means. Different men like different body types.
And let me tell you why he's doing this, because you guys can't help yourself. Well, it's not just about those things. He's identified it by saying body, personality, purity, quirks. That's a body. Body type, voice, fitness, face, hair, pheromones, chemistry. Y'all favorite from them city boy. We have such good conversation, the chemistry. I feel super comfortable.
Sometimes we like your voice. We like women of different, body types, different levels of fitness. Some men like women thicker. We like different qualities in your face, your hair, how you wear your hair. Pheromones I put in quotes because I don't think it's technically pheromones that we have, but it functions the same. It's how you like the smell of the other person. It has a lot to do with attraction and personal chemistry and so on. It's just body. Second is personality, and that is, again, not a comprehensive list, just everything about her personality.
All right, I can tell you, most ladies, most men are having these conversations with their boys and their brother. They're not telling you the truth. Part of the reason that you're in the sleeper or sweeper category is your personality. You gotta need to work on your personality. Be more interesting than what reel you saw or what you saw on Facebook. Personality, what men evaluate, the virtues of men that you guys want, modern, traditional, high value, are these terms: supportive, helpful, reliable. What is ring? Reliable. Nurturing, giving, intelligent. What we say, ring. Part 1 and 2 of the book. You want to ring the alarm. If you want to ring, you got to be that. Reliable is really big. Y'all are so damn unreliable. I hate to say it. Not what I'm saying. It's what I'm hearing. It's what I heard this week from 2 single friends. Supportive. When is the last time you asked any man about his day? When have you been helpful? When have you taken something off of his plate? Are you fun? Are you a ditz? Or is it all about you and emotional bondage and trauma and regurgitating the same trauma? I'm telling you, this is not me saying this to hurt your feelings. It's me saying it because this is what they've done with the zones map on whole map, their use. Is because this is what men by far are experiencing. Now, here's what the media will tell you. Ladies, that don't matter. You the prize. Ladies, it's 2 people on the page, not 1. Both people have to have their needs met after they've been identified and communicated. And you can't shame, insult, guilt your way into getting these things to not matter to a man. Yeah, we're just gonna deal with this side today because I'm feeling laid.
Personality. Who she is, where she's from, how she treats you. Is she supportive, helpful, reliable, interesting, smart? Is she into the same things as you? What kind of person is she, and what's it like to be with her? Purity I changed from other men because it is, again, more comprehensive. It has more to it than...
So people ask me on podcasts a lot. So what do you think about body count? I think nothing about body count unless you're going to talk to me about you being a Christian and you're working in sanctification. Because you all are little sluts, both men and women. So your body count is irrelevant. And for most instances, men, The lady may have better bodies and more bodies than you. So what are we talking about? Well, I don't want her to have any bodies. Okay. Are you Muslim? Are you Jewish? Are you Christian? No? What are we talking about? Because you're a hoe. So what are we talking about? But purity is looked at through the lens of men, guys. So are you loyal? What is your history? What did you go through with those exes? What is your baggage related to that history? Are you modest? Are you exclusive? How many guy friends do you have and how many kids do you have? Those things matter to men, and they are used as a gauge to figure out how attractive they are. You can have the top two right, but if you miss here, this is why a lot of city girls and modern women are upset. They failed in the purity space. Now, it's easy to sign language your way, shame, insult, guilt need to be right, into saying that this shouldn't matter, but it matters to men, so deal with it.
Just other men. Purity is all about your history of loyalty. Do you have any baggage? Do you dress modestly, or are you running around with your clothes off at midnight? A lot of guys care about body count. That would go in here. One thing a lot of men care about is a woman's innocence. A lot of modern women don't accept that. They say it's infantilizing, but men appreciate...
I haven't even watched the video, and we're saying the same thing. They don't accept it because it's rude, and because it's harsh, and because they don't qualify. So what? Get over yourself.
Purity and innocence in women for evolutionary reasons, and it's not going away. Purity also includes, is she exclusive? Does she cheat? Has she cheated before? Is she polyamorous? Does she have kids from other guys? Does she have guy friends? Here's her guy friends. If you've ever had a girlfriend, you know how that feels. And then finally, cabinet I changed to bonus because it's easier to understand, but I still drew the cabinet because it's funny. Bonuses don't matter very much to men. The best example is if she has a really convenient apartment. That is something that would be cool, but it doesn't matter a lot to men, but it might matter a lot to women. That's why their bonus section is Galaxy. They might say things like, oh my god, he has all the right stuff in the perfect place. You might get a few points from that, but not here. If you have the perfect apartment and you're here, you might go like this. It doesn't do a lot. So men basically just evaluate all these things about women and then add them to get how attracted we are to her. And then that's just her score. And that's how it works. Men are simple. So a lot of people talk about box theory. I put that on Zone's version 1. Box theory basically says once we evaluate you, you're in a box and you're not getting out. I don't believe that's true. I think women can move around, but I also think that it's definitely easy to move down and difficult to move up.
I will agree with that. So if you're a modern man and you're still out here playing, it is very hard for a city girl, a gal, and a female to move up to modern woman status in your world. She has to move up, or she has to already be there. Because if you are modern and you're looking for 50-50 and you're looking for partnership and you're looking for collaboration and you understand all of the stuff that women have, quote, had to deal with and endure over the last 40 years, you're not waiting for a city girl to get there. Because the city girl is city, they're for the streets. She is going to prioritize the city girl life, the Meg the Stallion for the baddies, in the bar. She's going to prioritize that. Her bag, her money. We talk about that. We talk about the versions of both females and for city girls. But I 100%, it is very easy for someone to move down. If you are a modern woman, if I date and you are a modern woman, guaranteed, you better stay there. It's really easy to get moved out of from keeper to sleeper to sweeper. Very easy. It's very easy for men to turn it on and turn it off, and that's what women struggle with. Why did he turn it off so quick? You did something because it's really easy to move down. Not me. No, I'm just telling you the facts.
Explain that more in Self-Maximize, but basically, if we meet you and we see you and we think that you're somewhere in here, and then we observe your behavior and you fall down to here, you're going to need to do a lot of personal work to move.
Okay, so that was the cuss words, personal work. So what do we say? We say get off of social media, get off the dating apps, cut off your phone, stop going to concerts, stop going to lounges, spend 6 months working on yourself, men and women. Because you need to do work. Because when you meet someone, when you put your head up and you meet someone, men are judging you on this. After they're attracted to you, it is very easy to move down, hard to move up. So your body, personality, purity, and other all have to be right to go up, to be a keeper. So if you're in a situationship with a guy for 6 months and you don't know where you are, you're a sleeper or a sleeper. You've done something from body, personality, purity, or other that has really upset them, or they can't move past. You may have some icks that you don't believe are icks that everyone on the internet is telling you is an ick for the average man. Well, I don't want average, okay? High value men won't even come over here and talk about this. It's really simple for them. You don't fit the plan. You don't fit into my life. You don't fit into my world. Traditional men are like, I don't need somebody who's a boss baby. I need you to be home, take care of me, take care of the kids, take care of the house. And modern women are 50-50. You can't spend your money on yourself. It's got to go into a pot and you got to split it evenly, because that's what you want. That's why I say modern women are the ones who move to high value the quickest. They move on from that modern ideology real quick. They had a video about that.
Move back up. If you have deeply rooted personal habits that we evaluate as not being keeper material, those are usually deep things about yourself that you're going to have to change.
Yep.
And most people simply do not do that. Watch my video of this name. This one right here. So if you're a woman, changing your personality and purity habits can change your score a lot, and so can your body. If a man thinks that a woman is an amazing person but isn't attracted to her for reasons that she could change, that can move her from here to here. So these 3 boxes are very important. This one not so much. Finally, on the male side, I added these friend indicators. So basically, if we are friends with a woman and then she gains attraction to us, or if it was always there and then circumstances change, then most of the time, usually, and I'll explain that later, usually you just pop into these boxes or you don't. So if we like a friend this much, she goes in. If we like her this much, she pretty much all the time will just go in. And if we like her this much, it's questionable. It depends on a lot. Do I want to do this or not with someone I'm friends with? It's very complicated. And if we like her this much and we're friends with her and she starts displaying interest, we might just stop being friends with her. The way that I experience this is if we are friends and then you express interest in me, then I might not want to have you around, because if we did anything, then I wouldn't want anyone to know about it, and sometimes I give in to temptation, as do many men. It happens. So if you are a woman, you can use these indicators to understand how a man feels about you and what you need to change in order to change his mind. Okay.
You can forget that. That was great. Where's the page? Let me show it again. Fair use. So make sure you click and subscribe. I hit the notification and I click and subscribe. I don't just look at stuff and then leave it. These are phone devices. Thanks to HomeNet for that. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that was all honest. That was all honesty. So just want to know what you think. Make sure you go to HomeNet and you like it. Make sure you buy the book when it's available. The zones chart is amazing. It's amazing. It helps explains what we do here at TMG and why we wrote the book. But it gives you a little bit more detail, more work to do. Let's see if I can get on a pod with it. Let's make that part right there. All right. This has been TMG Live. We do this every week in the summer. We try to release it around the same time. Sometimes we run into technical issues or time zone issues, but none today. So thank you for joining us. If you've been here for a while, I'm Glenn. I'm the author, I'm the host, I'm the creator. How to Get Great Dating Outcomes in the Modern World, parts 1 and 2, part of the TMG Book Series, available on Amazon today. Thank you for joining us. However you got here, I appreciate it. Make sure you go to the next video down below on the thumbnail and check it out. We will talk soon.